Hello, welcome to the final video in our winter seasonal healing program. And we've made it through all 12 weeks of winter and have been working on our kidneys and bladder along with other water element aspects of our health. And it's been a great journey. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the videos, and if you've been going along with me, I hope you have felt some improvement in your health and feel like your body is cleansing and detoxing better through your kidneys. And today I just want to cover one last water element aspect of the body, and then we will wrap up the winter season and the water element. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to cover is hair growth. And one of the signs of a water element imbalance is male pattern baldness. And we can see this as a type of aging symptom. And so this can be seen often if there is less than strong energy in the kidneys that is able to feed and nourish the hair on the head. And so that is how the Chinese see that. The Western view of it is to understand it as a hormonal thing that comes from the DHT or dihydrotestosterone that creates the male pattern baldness. And so Dr. Christopher has a program that is designed to help overcome male pattern baldness as well as other thinning hair problems in men or women. And this program is designed with 3 different oils, and the oils are castor oil, olive oil, and wheat germ oil. And what these oils do are cleanse, nourish, and heal. And that's the whole philosophy behind Dr. Christopher's approach to healing. And so what you want to do is do this program 6 nights a week. And the first 2 nights you use the castor oil and you just massage it into the scalp. And then you want to put a hot pack over it, like a wet towel. So it's best if you have moisture on the head when you are adding heat. Moist heat is better for you than dry heat. So if there's a wet, moist towel on your head, it can either be a hot towel or you can do a moist towel plus some kind of way to heat up the scalp. And you do that for 30 minutes. And you do that each night. And then you also are taking a tablespoon of wheat germ oil each day, and then using Dr. Christopher's combination, which he called a desert combination of herbs in a tea, and that's yarrow, chaparral, and sagebrush. And you also put some of that on your scalp. You can actually put that on a wet cloth on top of the oils before you heat up the scalp. That's another way to use that. Also, you want to use the tea internally and drink about a 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of that per day. And that's going to help the body detoxify internally. And also there are properties in these herbs that can help with premature graying. So it can help to bring color back to your hair also. And then you want to do the castor oil for the first 2 days of the week. That's the cleansing oil. And then you use olive oil the next 2 days, and that's the nourishing oil. And then you use the wheat germ oil the last 2 days, and that's the healing oils. It's high in vitamin E. And so you do that, and then you take a rest on the 7th day, let your body have a break. And a lot of cleansing, healing, detoxing will happen on that day off, and so it's a good thing to take a break for a day. And then you start the program over the next week. And to really overcome something like male pattern baldness, you're going to want to do it for 6 to 9 months. And you also want to be doing a good healthy diet. And then key to this is also to block that DHT, which is the main contributor. So saw palmetto berry is one of the main herbs that is a DHT blocker. And so that's something you want to be taking alongside all of these things. So basically what you're doing is unclogging the pores on the hair follicles. You are softening and breaking up any calcification that's happened up there in your scalp and with the follicles. And you are softening things, you are stimulating growth, you are getting circulation with the heat and the massage. And then another good thing to add is a newer product that Dr. Christopher has put out, and it is called his BF&C Scalp Treatment Formula. And this has a combination of herbs in it. That's Dr. Christopher's bone, flesh, and cartilage combination that is used for healing and rebuilding all bone, flesh, cartilage tissues of the body. That includes hair, and so it can go in there and it can actually help rebuild and heal any damage, any dead tissues, and help things start growing again. And so keep up with the 3 oil massage, but then after a few weeks of getting that going, you can actually add the scalp treatment as a secondary thing that you do just a few nights a week, or you can add it every day along with the oils and just do it at a different time of the day. So do the main oils like you've been doing each night, and then in the morning you can do that scalp treatment. So along with the BF&C, it's got some essential oils in it like rosemary and peppermint, and then it has some cayenne pepper, and that's going to also increase circulation, bring a lot of energy, and wake up those cells in the scalp. And then it's in a base of the olive oil and wheat germ oil. So it may be good to do it, especially on the days you're using olive oil and wheat germ oil, and perhaps not the castor oil day, as that's the cleansing day. So one last thing that would be a good herb for taking along with this is called Hoshu Wu or Fo Ti. It's got 2 different names, and that's a Chinese herb that is specifically known to help hair growth and also feed and nourish the kidney and bladder system. And so that kind of is an herb that shows the relationship between the kidneys and the scalp. And so taking this herb along with the whole program can increase the speed of when the hair can grow back. And so that's a good thing to take. Also nettles. Nettles is also a good DHT blocker and also good for the urinary tract, and it's high in minerals that can help with the kidneys and with the scalp and hair growth as well. So as far as women go, if you're doing this program because of thinning hair, then you're going to want something that helps get the oil out of the hair after you've been massaging it in. And so a good pine tar soap is going to help get that out. So after doing the oil massage and the heat treatment, then you can wash it out with the pine tar soap. And then you can also do some hormone balancing herbs for women, because often the thinning hair for women is also a hormone thing. So that Dr. Christopher's hormonal changes, or else Dr. Christopher has a female tonic that's also a good formula that's going to feed and nourish the female system and keep the hormones balanced. And that, along with the wheat germ oil, can really help with that cause. Now, if you're someone with severe alopecia, that is actually an autoimmune disorder where the body attacks the hair follicles. And so if that's what you're dealing with, that is something different. This can help, but then you're going to want to work internally on the immune system. And so Dr. Christopher has an Immucalm formula that helps to soothe an overreactive immune system. And so that's a good thing to pair with this. But if you add that along with the whole hair treatment formula and program, then you definitely can overcome that and help your hair grow back, working on all those different levels. I just want to wrap up the whole winter water element season. And so taking the Dr. Christopher's kidney formula for the full 3 months is a good amount of time to really rebuild and get that organ system working and healthy again. And so if you haven't had any major problems in the past with your kidneys, you don't have any inherited weaknesses there, then the 3 months is good. If you have, and you're not feeling ready to go off of the kidney herbs, even though we're going into spring, it's okay to keep them up. It doesn't hurt to pair them with the liver gallbladder stuff that we'll be getting into soon. Just make sure you're continuing to drink enough water. But if you don't want to do the full Dr. Christopher's program and herbs through the spring as we're going into the other herb formulas now. You can just take something like nettles. As we already mentioned for the hair growth, nettles is a gentle tonic for kidney health as well, that is less drying as far as it's not being a diuretic. It's more of a mineral-rich nutritive for the kidneys, and so that can be something used more long-term without worrying about taking diuretics for too long. And so that's an option. And then with your kidneys being your base life force energy, if you are still feeling exhausted and tired after working on your kidneys and adrenals and all of the water element stuff throughout winter, if you don't quite have your energy there yet, then I suggest continuing on a tonic for the adrenals. And so like the eleuthero root is a wonderful tonic. It's a Siberian ginseng, and that will help build your energy reserves over time. You can take it for many months to get the energy reserves built up. Spring is our time to use our energy that we've been building up in the winter, and so we want to be supporting that energy as we go into the new spring season. So I hope that you feel that this has been a beneficial water element winter seasonal healing program for you and has provided some help in caring for your body and one of your major organs. And I will see you in the wood element series.